The C-suite is responsible to investors, and there are many different kinds of investors in the world. Some are looking at companies to be hyper-innovative or die, and others are looking for companies to continue to survive and create revenues. Those are two very, very different goals for a company, and that puts the R&D organization in a potentially confusing spot. If the goal of the company is to sustain itself but not take too much risk, then the R&D group is in a very challenging position to try to incorporate innovations. Whereas if the company is in the position where they must innovate or die, say looking at Tesla as an example, then the R&D group is in a different kind of straits where they have to actually so rapidly in-source new technologies that sometimes they get overwhelmed. So I think it largely depends on the kind of situation you're looking at. Now, here at IRI, it is mostly dominated by the older companies who are now challenged to go to a next generation of innovations. And for those particular cases, the challenge is between the C-suite and the R&D organization is that the R&D organization wants to innovate, but often the C-suite has created a company through just evolution that is really unable to take those innovations and commercialize them efficiently. One way that several of our own customers have talked about it is that it's very difficult in a large company to take a product from $0 to $20 million of revenue. That's a big risk for someone who's an executive to take when the company measures its revenues in billions of dollars. That's a classic problem. The C-suite doesn't want to take talent risk and capital risk on something that's so small. Yet it has to be small first before it becomes big. Therefore, many of these companies have turned to M&A to basically pay a lot of money for something which is largely de-risked. But there again, the innovation days are sort of past that acquisition. And it's very difficult for that new acquisition to continue to innovate with that C-suite. So I think it's not a super simple discussion, but by and large, it just has to do with finding new ways of allowing the R&D organization to maybe play with other partners that may be even outside of their own company that will help de-risk the development and commercialization of their own technologies to make it more palatable to the C-suite and the investors of the multinational to use.